Life is about balance. Each of us contain the entire universe within ourselves. The five great elements: air, earth, water, fire, and space are the dynamic forces of nature that interact to create the universe we inhabit and through which we can seek the balance of our imbalance. We can use the principles of the five elements to create outer harmony and inner peace, quickly returning to our center. No matter what storms blow through our lives, the elements provide the building blocks of our experience. Every human has some kind of capability of five elements. Some may strong two or more elements. Some may tune only one element. Our task in life should be to tune all five elements and balance them. Then naturally it will reflect on our existence and the surroundings. Balancing elements is the art of balancing life energies. By balancing our own system, we can assist the entire universe in rebalancing itself. Let's try to understand the nature of each element. Earth, expressed as stability and cool. Stable, heavy, dry, raw, gross, dense, dull, and hard. When we express clarified earth element, we feel stable and rooted. Emotionally, we are grounded and confident but flexible. We make well considered decisions and we don't doubt us in carrying them out. Earth element supports committed, long-term relationships and career paths with the help of water element. A lack of earth element can leave us ungrounded and undependable. We may become anxious, emaciated and flighty. A deficiency of earth element makes our space and unreliable and can make us lose touch with basic reality. Remember that earth element is essentially about stability, finding more stability in our life. Mostly boils down to regularity. When our schedule has a regular rhythm, our body and mind can anticipate the movement of the day without fear. Water is the principle of cohesion. It shows, moistens, soothes, softens, smoothest, dulls, and spreads, and can take the shapes without changing itself. Deficiency of water can leave us dried out and inflexible in body and mind. A depletion of the sticky and smooth qualities of water leads to a loss of ability to connect with others or with the nourishment in general. When we express clarified water element, we feel nourished by and connected to community. It helps us to feel content. Express yourself calmly and smoothly and allows things to roll off our back. Fire is the principle of transformation. It expresses as hot, sharp, bright, upward moving and spreading. Modern life rewards intensity and ambition under the pressure to achieve. The hot and sharp quality of fire may express in anger, irritability, and judgment. When fire is in excess, our intensity may be overwhelming to others. When fire is depleted, we are cold, flat, depressed, and unmotivated. The mind can't digest new information. When we express undistorted fire, we have great capacity for affection and compassion. We feel naturally joyful, generous, and enthusiastic. Fire element brings you intelligence and ability to cut through the surface appearance of things and the capacity to transform what we find to reach deeper understanding. Air carries the qualities of cold, dry, raw, irregular, unstable, helping others, subtle and light. We live in a world that rewards forcefulness. The number of hours we spend doing things that don't directly relate to our actual health and well-being usually far outweigh the time we spend just being human beings. The habits of overdoing, multitasking, and spending long hours in front of a computer contribute greatly to disturb our element. It can feel like an addiction to always improving or constantly analyzing, worrying, or planning in an effort to control life. Thinking about life replaces actually living it. Alternatively, we may feel flat, depleted, and exhausted. We might lose our sense of enthusiasm and joy and the ability to connect to our life and circumstances. Air element is a movement. It is also a power. When we express undistorted air element, we have great unforced capacity for work. Our effortless stamina and enthusiasm for life arises naturally. We feel motivated and creative because the subtlety of air element conveys inspiration. Healthy air element also results in great capacity for abstraction and connection to unseen things. Focus comes naturally. With imbalanced air elements, we may look from the outside like we have it all, but internally, a monumental struggle might be taking place. Of the 5 elements, space is the subtle. The other 4 elements are said to telescope out from space. Space gives rise to wind, which gives rise to fire, and so on. Space is the place where everything happens. It is the place before everything happens. The qualities of space reflect that. It is still because it lacks the movement of wind. It is cold because it lacks the heat of fire. It is dry because it lacks the moistness of water. And is light because it lacks the weight of earth. It is the place that is nowhere, and so it is expensive, pervasive, and has no center. Alternatively, a lack of space element can cause a tightening of channels and a tension and strain that pushes out all spaciousness. The mind shuts down and we become stubborn and inflexible. But if we practicing space element has no preferences and can host everything just as it is. When we express unfettered space element, we accept our own and other situations. We feel flexible and open-minded. We can accommodate changes and challenges with a natural ease because we do not hold too tightly to the way that we would like things to be. Balancing these elements in just the right way is the key to a happy and healthy life. If we take some time to understand the elements and relate to them, we can use them to stay in balance physically, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. By understanding the positive and negative aspects of each element, we can tune our minds to use each element in the most effective way. The first rule of thumb is that we cannot dominate the elements. Instead, we have to surrender to the elements and respect them. The more we comprehend the elements, the more we will understand and relate to the universe. The best way to get to grips with these 5 elements is to figure out their basic characteristics and how they relate to physical attributes. Let's try to understand the nature of each element. We choose to live in love.